trying to help as many people for the free as possible. Okay. So what I'm doing right now, just any question that you may have that's business related, something that you struggle with, I will try to help y'all by answering those questions the best that I can without giving y'all information that's already in my paid courses. So anything that you may struggle with or have questions about, I'm willing to answer those questions now before I end up going shopping. Hey YouTube, happy Sunday. Hey y'all. All right, so hey YouTube, I'm going live on all my platforms today. So I'm going live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and I'm doing a live Q&A. So if y'all have a question, go ahead and ask. Instagram, if y'all have questions, go ahead and put them in the question box because y'all know, y'all know that it's easier for me to answer the questions that's in the question box. Yeah, I'm willing to pay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Y'all are awesome. I would pay. I don't blame you. People should pay for knowledge you have. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, let's see. YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. So do you have multiple phones doing this right now? Yes, I have my old iPhone, my current iPhone, and then right now on YouTube, I'm using my webcam from my computer. That's why the quality ain't that great. Could you give me a business tip by viewing my IG? I have no way to view your IG right now, but I will say personalized business reviews are coming back. I should offer that the last week of December or the first week of January. I'm gonna start offering the personalized business reviews where I thoroughly review your social media pages and your website and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong. That way we can help you. I can help you make some money for the new year. So that service is coming back. Morning, babe, and I agree. I'm down to pay either way and get the bag. Thank you. All right, so I do have a question. I thought I had a question on Instagram. Hey everybody, good morning. It's still morning where I'm at. Let's see. Let's see what YouTube says. Good morning. Good morning. All right. You said getting what email has been an issue for you? What should you do? Getting customer emails? Okay, so getting customer emails, if that's an issue for you, as you guys know, and I do have a YouTube video on this, it is extremely important to build or have a email subscription list because social media, we don't own social media. People, pages get hacked into, people get blocked off using their social media. So you should always have a way that you can keep in contact with the people that follow you and the people that visit your website. So I do have a detailed YouTube video on this, what you really want to do. The best way to get people to join your email list is by offering them something for free. So maybe it's a free guide, maybe it's a checklist, just whatever it is, a free tip, something. Make them sign up to your email list if they want to receive those free items. So that's my example. Give them something free. People love something for free. I have a couple freebies. For one, I have a free guide on how to do the pre-order system if you sell hair, because a lot of people always ask me questions. So I have a free guide for the pre-order system. And I receive a lot of emails because of that. I probably receive a good I probably get a good 300 or more people to sign up for my email list every month. My question is going live on all your platforms. I know that's right. You see me? All right. So my question is, as far as making pre-made wigs, how do you determine measurements or is it general? Well, I chose not to do the pre-made wig options because I want to keep my wigs custom and I want all of my wigs to have a custom fit for my clients. The only way to have a custom fit is with measurements. So for me, I make it to where if you want a wig made from me, you just have to, it's made to order. All wigs are made to order. If you want to do pre-made wigs, you may just start out with random sizes until you realize which size is the most popular amongst your audience. Hey everyone. So that's what I would say. It might be trial and error at first because you don't know the head size, the average head size amongst your audience. Um, Some people do the one size fits all wigs, but I don't like those because they're not going to give the best fit. And I'm all about having the best fit because we don't need wigs flying off. We don't need people going to the amusement park. They get on a roller coaster, they get on with their wig, they get off and they wig gone. So I'm all about using custom measurements. But just make a wig any size. Make sure you specify and you let people know this wig will only fit a size 23 circumference, or this wig will only fit a size 22 circumference. And then you pretty much take it from there. All right. Nobody on Instagram asking questions? Probably because I answer your questions all the time. If you're on Instagram, ask your question in the question box. YouTube, let's see. Good morning. YouTube is broadcasting faster. I am not surprised. I'm too nervous to start. How do I get over that? You got to get over it. Like, you just got to go for it. Don't be nervous. Chances are, if you're too nervous to start your business, it's because you have imposter syndrome. So it's very normal for people to have that. Is when you feel like you're not qualified enough, when you feel like you're not good enough to do something that you know you have the information to do, something that you know you have the skills. You know you can make a bomb wig, but for some reason you don't want to just put yourself out there and go for it because you think the next person might think your wig's ugly, or the next person might feel like, they might have a negative opinion. I always say, don't care what people think. Who cares what people think? Nobody cares. I say just go for it. Just go for it. Take that fear that you have and just be like, who cares? Everybody got fear. It's normal to feel nervous. It's normal to feel anxious. It's normal to worry about the what ifs. That's normal. You take that feeling and you do it anyways. Okay, you scared. All right, you can be scared, but do it anyways. Because if you don't do it, you will you will never start. And if you never start, then you will never be successful. Like, you will never succeed. Hey, y'all on Facebook, share this live so other people can tune in. Share this live so all your other boss friends or whatever can tune in to the live, please. I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, a lot of people have imposter syndrome. You really got to let go of that fear. You are your own worst critic. You are the reason why you can't be successful. It's because of you. It's never because of other people. It's because of you. And that's the truth. We hold ourselves back all day and every day. We tell ourselves no when the world don't tell us no. It's so many people out there that's ready to root for you. It's so many people out there that's ready to support you. And if you've already started a business, you already know this. All of your sales come from complete strangers. It's not going to be your best friends, not going to be your sister, your auntie, your grandma, your cousins. It's going to be complete strangers, and they be ready to root for you. But they can't root for you if you never put yourself out there. I can count on one hand the amount of people I personally know that has supported my business. I can count on one hand, but I had 13,000 orders this year. That's because those were all complete strangers. They were ready to root for me, ready to support me, ready to invest into my business, into my skills, into everything. It's going to be people you don't know. All you got to do is just put yourself out there. You can't be scared to put yourself out there. When it comes to business is all about risk. It's all about failing, and it's all about taking risks. If you're scared to fail, if you're scared to take risks, then business might not be for you. Okay? That's all business is. Business is betting on yourself. It's taking chances. Sometimes you take a chance, not sometimes. Most of the times that you take a chance, you gonna fail. Like, it's gonna be miserable. You ain't gonna get the results that you want. That's business. Okay, I would say a good 60% of the time that you do something in business, you're going to fail. But it's the failure, it's learning from your mistakes that's going to get you one step closer to success. That's what business is. A lot of people want to be scared and start a business. Being scared and having fear does not go hand in hand with business. You got to be willing to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to fail. You got to be willing to make mistakes. Some of the best inventions on this earth were made due to mistakes. Okay, somebody went out and tried something, made a mistake, and voila, they came up with a brand new invention. It was made because of mistakes. You cannot be scared. And another thing, I mean, that's just business. Fear is the reason why a lot of people don't do what they want to do in life and don't become what they want to be in life. I say this all the time. A lot of people, they are born in a city, and the same city they were born in was the same city they die in. They never tried to venture out. They always work that same miserable job. They always work paycheck to paycheck their entire lives because they ain't believing in themselves. I don't got time for that. I'm not trying to be in the hood my entire life. I don't know about y'all. I'm trying to travel. I got dreams. I need a big house. I'm trying to have 7, 8 kids. I can't look, I can't provide for all the kids that I dream to have with a regular paycheck. Ain't nobody got time for that. So you gotta put yourself out there. Listen, everybody can't be a millionaire. Okay. If it was easy for everybody to get on social media, to start a business, to put up a post and say, hey, shop with me, and they made $1 million, everybody would be a millionaire. But it ain't easy. It ain't easy. So you got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. You got to be willing to take a risk. You got to be willing to bet on yourself. All that being scared and being nervous and being like, that ain't going, I mean, you can have all of those feelings. Because like I said, that's normal. Those are normal feelings. Whenever you start something new, you're always going to feel that way. But you can't let those feelings stop you from actually taking action and doing what it is that you need to do to progress in your business and to create a better life for yourself. Let's see. I might skip a lot of questions, y'all, because it's so many questions being asked. And I'm sorry if that's the case. Let's see. What's your view on sales? Do you think having constant sales make your audience take you as a joke? All right, so it's different business models. Um, so for the businesses out there that always have a sale, the truth is they market it as a sale, but they're always selling at their original price, if that makes sense. So you kind of got to know how you want your business to be before you start it. So for an example, Fashion Nova is a site that's always on sale. Are they truly having a sale? No, they making y'all pay the original price they wanted y'all to pay, but they just make you feel like you're always getting a discount. They make you feel like you're always getting a sale. Another site like that is Vistaprint. I talk about Vistaprint all the time because I use Vistaprint to, print out all my flyers and stuff. So like, like all these different type of flyers. I love Vistaprint. I use Vistaprint all the time. Every time you log into their website, they having a sale. So some companies, that's just like their model or something. Their model is to make you feel like you're always having a sale. So every time you go in there, you can always expect a discount. You can always expect a coupon code, all of that. But that's because they already structured, they already planned to still make a profit and still make the money that they want to make, even though they're running quote unquote sales all year round. Now, if that's not what you're trying to do, then I would advise, yeah, don't be having all of sales left and right. Because if that's not the model that you're trying to go for, if you really want your customers to pay full price when your full prices are being offered, then I would say do not have sales back to back. Don't have a New Year's sale, and then a Valentine's Day sale, and then a Mother's Day sale, and then a this sale, and then a that sale. Guess what? They never gonna shop your regular prices because they know, oh, let me wait a month. In a month, it's gonna be another holiday, and such is gonna have another sale. So they never gonna pay your real price, and they probably will take you as a joke. So you got to be very strategic when it comes to making your sales and planning sales. Don't A lot of people last minute and they go into having a business and starting a business, and they never really think about how everything is going to be structured. A lot of people do stuff, a lot of people just do stuff as they think about it. They really don't plan it out. Like, how many of y'all already planned out Valentine's Day for next year? A lot of people didn't already plan out their Valentine's Day campaigns for next year. Go ahead, Mother's Day, all of that need to already be planned out in advance. So you should already know when you're gonna promote it, how you're gonna promote it. All of this stuff got to be planned out in advance. A lot of business owners, they just last minute, 2 weeks before Valentine's Day come, they're gonna be like, oh, let me run a sale. You don't want to do that. You got to be very strategic about everything you do in your business. But I definitely feel like if you're wanting people to actually pay your regular prices, then do not constantly have sales. Do not have a sale every month or every 2 months, because that is gonna hurt your business. And that's something I had to learn. That's something I had to learn the hard way. I learned that in my first year of business. I got tired of people keep saying, "Oh, Ebony, this cute. When you gonna have another sale?" I'm like, dang, like, people really sitting around waiting on me to have another sale. What about my regular prices? Like, I got bills. My bills don't go on sale. Rent don't go on sale. Car note don't go on sale. Car insurance don't go on sale. None of that go on sale, but I'm out here having a sale all the time. That's something I had to learn the hard way. My first year of business. So definitely, if you want people to take you serious, then don't be having all them doggone sales. Don't. I'm to the point, I only have 2 sales a year. I have a birthday sale, and then I have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. Those are the only sales that you're gonna catch me having throughout the year. And if you're on my email list, then you might be lucky enough to catch a flash sale. Okay, people that join the email list, they get special privileges. So they get special sales. They might be able to get the flash sale, but don't offer that to everybody. Don't listen. Uh-oh. Dang, I forgot Jaden and them finna be here. I might have to get back on live later, y'all. Let me see. What questions I see on Facebook. Yeah, it's not even in the hair industry, but I just adore you. Have y'all caught this live? Thank you. Let's see. I currently have a cosmetic company, but I would like to extend to hair on my website. Could I possibly do both on one platform? Me personally, I would keep them separate. It's a special way you have to market different businesses. Like, if you have cosmetics, so in a way you can kind of group beauty together. But if you're a brand new business, I say start small and start with as few products as possible, because you're still trying to get your foot in the door. You're still trying to be known for something. Are you known for something? When people see your business name, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Are you known for something? Make sure you are known for a product first before you start expanding and adding more products website. Because what I see a lot of people do, they might start off selling hair, and then they be like, "Ooh, I want to sell clothes." And then next thing you know, they want to sell accessories, they want to sell shades, they want to sell this, they want to sell that. And it's like you haven't even established yourself as a business person yet, and now you just look like a hustler. Hey, Jaden, how you doing? You have fun over Papa House. What's all these snacks? Oh, that's cool. Y'all, I probably gotta get. I'm gonna have to get back on live because I didn't know they would be back so soon, and I do need to do some shop. Let me see something real quick. Hold on, Mario. Um, After you go take the food to everybody, back over to your grandma's house. What you plan on doing after you drop off the food? I already got the food out. Oh, you want to come back in 2 hours? No? Okay, I got you. All right. Not saying I'm gonna be on live for 2 hours, but I'm not trying to make it come back in another hour. Y'all gotta excuse Jaden. He like the he's so goofy. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying at this. Oh, so what I see a lot of people do, they try to sell too much at one time. And we don't even know what you're known for yet. And you start to look like a hustler. You start to look like somebody that's in it just for the money. And I'm not investing my time and energy into somebody that's in it just for the money. Let's say I purchase hair from you this month, and then next month you're not selling hair no more because you find out selling knockoff purses was in. What if I'm trying to go back to you to purchase more hair? Or what if I have questions and, questions about the hair I just purchased, but you're not selling hair no more? Like, what then? What if I need help? What if I need this, that, and in the third? What if I need a new closure for the bundles I purchased from you 3 months ago or stuff? Because it will hurt you. It hurts you more than it helps you. A lot of people start business, they solely chasing the money. They're solely chasing the dollar, and that's going to hurt you in the long run as well. Don't start, I don't want to say don't start a business unless you're passionate about it, because a lot of people are in it just for the money. I know I'm always in it solely because of the passion. It's your passion, it's your drive, it's your knowledge about what it is that you're selling that will bring you in more customers, because people are going to realize, wow, she really knows her stuff about wigs. People are going to realize that. They're going to pick up on that from you. And the money is always the end result. That's the result of showing your passion, doing what it is that you love. Because you can chase money all day, every day, but that's not going to make you happy. Jaden, it's in here somewhere. Move out of the way. Go find the. Go look for one in my room. Yeah. You will lose chasing a dollar, but you will win chasing the passion. Exactly. Here you go, Jaden. Just go find Sunday. Oh, don't go in my room. Hold on, y'all.
Well, I know.
No, don't go in my room.
I know.
You know what?
I know you bad.
I didn't buy you nothing. Get out of my room.
Who bought? It's all. Let me see.
What you saying for?
I saw it.
You saw what, Jada?
A Batman.
A Batman?
Yeah.
Y'all gotta help me out. It ain't no Batman. You ain't see Batman. And then anything that you did see, that's for your cousins, for Junior and them.
Today's Christmas.
No, today is not Christmas. Gee, I wasn't expecting them to be here. I was not expecting them to be home. Let's see. Instagram. I had a question. I asked which webinar should I purchase to help with sales and marketing. Okay, so if you're talking about the webinars, so I do have 2 webinar replays that's available on my website, everythingebonyacademy.com, everythingebonyacademy.com. And I have the how to launch your hair company from start to finish. So I explain in detail, like from the very, very, very beginning, everything that you need to start your business and how I started my business all the way to now. So in that course, in my how to launch a hair company from start to finish, I tell you how to make sales, and I teach you about marketing, and I teach you about target audience, because all of that is key to making a lot of money in this business. So it's in that webinar. It's also in my other webinar replay, right? I'm always getting caught. However, in my other webinar replay on how to make money on Instagram, because that's the platform that I've used to bring in 90% of the money that I have made in my business. I also teach target audience, how to make sales and marketing, because those are items that everyone needs to know to make business, to make sales in business. So to answer your question, that's in both of my webinars. So whichever webinar that you choose, decide is the better fit for you, then I would say just choose whichever webinar, because I talk about it in both. Jaden, give me some water, please. I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much.
Pick it up. Because my knee hurts.
Jaden, go give me some water. Let's see. Okay. Yes, the truth. Okay, so Montana says, should I launch with one style of hair and beauty essentials and introduce more hair along the way, or wait until I can introduce more bundles? Give me that so you can lock it down. Yes. Yeah, you need to pick that stuff up and put it in the trash. Yeah.
What?
Right here by the TV. You just be leaving stuff. Okay, so I kind of was just discussing this. When it comes to business, it's best to always start small. So when I started my business, I only started with 2 different hair types. I started with Afro Kinky Curly and I started with regular Kinky Curly. And as my business grew and as my customers, most of my customers purchased those 2 hair types, guess what? They were looking for more to purchase. So that lets me know it was time to expand. It was time to add more products. Like I say all the time, a lot of people try to start with too much in the beginning. I see this all the time. People decide, oh, I want to start a business, which is always good. That's always a good thing if you want to start a business. If you're trying to think of a way to bring in extra income, that's always a good thing. But what I see people do, they say, oh, I want to start a business. So now they're taking out loans or they're investing all this money. They want to buy all of this hair. They want to have a photo shoot. They want to reach out to somebody to build a website for like $400. And they just keep buying all this stuff. They want custom packaging. They want all this custom stuff, right? And next thing you know, they done spent $10,000 or more. And then they trying to sell their products. And guess what? They cannot sell anything. Want to know why they can't sell anything? Because they spent all of that money on all of these products and stuff, but they did not spend money to learn how to sell. They don't know how to sell. A lot of people think, oh, I got a good business idea. Let me buy all of this inventory. Let me invest in all this stuff. And they think all they got to do is just post a picture on Facebook, post a picture on Instagram and say, shop with me, shop now. They think it's that easy. It's never been that easy. If it was that easy, everybody would be a millionaire. I keep saying that. Business not easy at all. You have to learn about marketing. You have to learn about your target audience. You have to learn about what's the best content to post. You have to learn about how to engage. You have to learn about all of those things. Because if you didn't learn that and you spent all this money, then you're going to be in debt.
I can open this out loud.
Yeah, you already making noise, Jaden. Yeah. So so many people do this. Like so many people do this. So I always say start small. People want to see you. People love to go on a journey with business owners, especially small business owners. They love to be able to say, I was with you since day one. I kid you not. They love to see a really good journey. They love, like people say all the time, I just post that I reached 6 figures. So I finally made my first $100,000 this year. I post that. You know how many people was just like, oh, Emmy, I've been following you since the very beginning. I'm so proud of you. I knew this would happen. I remember when you first started your company, such and such. Like people love to go on that journey with you. People take them on that experience. You do not have to start with everything. Start small. So if you want to start, let's say you find a vendor, you testing out hair, and the first hair or the first good hair that you come across might be like some straight hair, right? Do you wait until you've tested out 6 different hair textures to start your business, or do you start with what you have? You want to know what you do? You start with what you have. So if you got some really bomb straight hair and you're still testing out other hair textures, then put up that website now and start selling that straight hair. Like, why wait? You missing out on money. You can go ahead and start getting customers, start building up reviews and stuff while you already have something good on your hands. You can always add. You always have time to add. So I always say start small. That's my biggest piece of advice. Start small, start with what you have. Because all of us don't have everything. I started my business with $35. I had $35. I started my business with $35. Now I was fortunate to already have experience with web designing my own website. I was fortunate to already have experience with knowing how to do my own graphics. I learned all of this in MySpace days. Like, if y'all been following me since MySpace days, y'all already know this. I already been really good with graphics, making layouts, and I always been good with that stuff. So I was fortunate enough to already have that in the background. I was fortunate enough with the fact that I was already buying hair from vendors when I was in college with my refund check. So when I decided, ooh, I want to start a hair business, I already had that stuff lined up. So I was very fortunate. Okay. But like I say, start with what you have. When I started my website on squarespace.com, it was $35. And I made it work. I made it work. So always start small. You do not have to start with $1,000, not $1,000, $10,000. Well, you don't really have to start with $1,000 either. I learned this in school and never paid attention, and I should have. Look, it's okay because a lot of us went to school for a lot of things and we never paid attention. Listen, that's cool. Let me see. My problem is that I'm great at creating my candles, but I suck at things like designing my website, product photography, and all the important tasks that set up my branding. How do I get better with that? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna start, um, like I say, start with what you can. Okay, so right now, let's say if you take your own pictures, you put up your own little website or whatever, it's all just gonna be temporary. Okay, start with what you have, but as you are making money, you want to save that money so that you can then invest back into your company. A lot of people, they think when they start a business, the money they make, they're gonna be able to splurge. They thinking shopping sprees, they thinking about going out of town, traveling. It took me until now, my third year of business. It took me until my third year of business to where I'm finally able to do all of those things. All of the other years, that money went back into my business. So the money you start making in the beginning of your business, you're going to save that money so you can invest to have someone eventually design you a website. So you can invest in someone to take those nice um, photos of your products. You know, that's when you're going to take that money from when you start and invest it back into your business. That's where your investing comes in at. And also, a lot of people don't take advantage of the free resources that's available to them. A lot of people, listen, I get asked some of the simplest questions all the time. And all of that information is on Google. All of that information, 90% of the questions y'all ask me, I got a free YouTube video on it. I got over 200 free YouTube videos, all dedicated to business advice, especially dedicated to hair business. The information is out there. It's a matter of wanting to actually do the research. A lot of people, they want information handed to them. A lot of people want information given to them. Sometimes you just got to go find that information. Y'all think somebody just gave me all this information, or y'all think I went out and researched? It used to be times where you have to be very passionate about what it is that you want to do, what you want your business to be centered around. You have to be very passionate about it, because your passion is what's going to make you want to research stuff. It's going to make you be up until 3 o'clock in the morning because you wanted to learn this new thing that you will not go to sleep until you learn it. You'll be up all night knowing you got to clock in at work at 7 o'clock the next morning, knowing you got to get up at 6 o'clock just to start getting ready. And you just be up all night just researching. That's how you know your passion is really there. A lot of people ain't passionate like they should be. A lot of people are not passionate because even now, like even though I work from home and life is just so good, you'll think that I would sleep in more. You'll think that I would get a good night's rest. No, I'm still up researching. I'm, listen, I'm still doing that. I'm still staying up overnight. Like, I can't go to sleep. My brain does not turn off. It keeps running. I keep thinking of new business ideas. I keep thinking of something that will take me to the next level. I'm up all night. That's how you know you're truly passionate about what it is that you're doing. We let fear overtake the passion. That is so true. We do it. People do that all the time. Let's see. Hey, Ebony, I have a question. What's a good website to get started on? All of them are good websites. When it comes to web hosting sites, so web hosting sites are ideal for people that's just starting out, and you're not trying to spend 300, 400, 500, or $1,000 to have somebody build your website. You can build your website yourself for as low as free. Okay? Some platforms allow you to build your websites for free. The only catch is you got to have their domain name. So it'll be like everythingebony.bigcartel.com, right? Which I always say that's tacky. Go ahead and pay $10 a month for a domain, $10 a year for a domain name. But anyways, when it comes to choosing which web hosting site is the best for you, I can't tell you what's going to be the best for you. I would advise that you do a free trial with all of the different websites. So you got Shopify, Squarespace, Wix, um, GoDaddy, Big Cartel. It's a whole list of them. I can't even name all of them. What you want to do, you want to do a free trial on all of them and see which one you like the most. See which one is the easiest for you to use, and then go ahead and build your website with them. But I would advise that you go ahead and get that custom domain name. Now, I like to get my domain names from GoDaddy.com because it costs, at the very most, it costs $13 for the entire year. So there's no reason for you not to have a custom domain name, a custom website. There's no reason. That's how sometimes it costs only 99 cents for the entire first year. So there's no reason why a person does not have their own website name. That's just my opinion. If you need help with that, I do have detailed YouTube videos on how to do that. How I was able to purchase multiple domain names and how I was able to connect them to my Squarespace website. So if you need help with that, I do have a YouTube video. Make sure you watch it. And my YouTube is Everything Ebony, Ebony with an I. Um, how do you know what hair is popular in your city? To know what hair is popular in your city, you just need to follow a lot of people in your city. Follow the quote unquote popular people in your city and see the type of hair that they wearing. That just would require research. You need to research the trends in your city. Go to a club or go to some event in your city and really just watch and see the different type of hairstyles that people are wearing. But when it comes to figuring out what's trending is always going to change. So you have to be on top of it. That's the type of research that you have to do all the time to stay on top of it. That's just going to require research and just being nosy, just always having your eyes open and really being observant of everything that goes around. I thought you were going off on someone when I just joined. Now, you know I don't go off on people. I'm too nice. That's too nice. I mean, I'm too nice. You know, I don't go off on people. Let's see what people on YouTube are asking. The people on YouTube are asking the most questions. Nobody else asking questions. Um, all right, so hey Ebony, I'm not good at making wigs. I was thinking of hiring someone to make the wigs for me instead. Not sure if this is the best option. Thanks. Okay, so when it comes to wigs, you don't have to make wigs. If you're not the best at making wigs, then don't make them. It's plenty of vendors out there that sell wigs that's already made. So if you want to hire someone to make the wigs for you, you can hire someone to make wigs for you. But from what I've seen, people who make wigs themselves, they're not trying to work for nobody else. They want to build their own companies. You know, I would just advise reaching out to a vendor that makes wigs. My vendors make wigs, but I don't sell them because I prefer to make the wigs myself. So you don't have to, if it's something that you don't like to do or something you're not good at, you can always resource. You can always, go to somebody that will do that for you, or just find a vendor that makes the wigs. I took your courses, Ev. I can't think of any questions. Well, thank you. Listen, I tell everything I know in my courses. I might tell too much in my courses. That's why my course is always so long. One of my courses was like 3 hours and 30 minutes, and it was only supposed to be under 2 hours. And the next one was almost long too. So I can't help it. For all who hasn't taken her courses yet, go and get it. You'll be straight. Thank you. I'm about to screenshot this for one. Because I'm on the wrong phone. I'm thinking that's how you screenshot. I can't even screenshot on the phone. I don't have to say this live. Just go back. Because I forgot how to screenshot on this phone. Uh-oh. Let's. Ooh. Oh, I thought one of my favorites went live. I was gonna have to say, y'all, I'm coming back. Um, I have 5 different textures of hair extensions and I'm having trouble with sales. Do you think it's a good idea to discontinue 3 textures and just focus on 2 to try to increase my sales? And another problem I have is content on Instagram. I've tried and I'm just not good at doing hair. Excuse me. What are your suggestions for having consistent content on a lower budget? All right, Demi. So, okay, Demi. I always suggest that it's better to start as small as possible. So even me, when I did get to a point, I think I offered 6 different hair textures at one time, and sometimes we forget that we're only one person. We're only one person. It's only so much that you can do. And when you have all of these different products that you're selling or trying to sell, you have to understand if you want all of those products to sell really well, then you have to give all of those products an equal amount of time when it comes to marketing those products. So if you sell curly hair, wavy hair, straight hair, and deep wave, and you only post 3 times that day, how did you market those 4 products or more? If you sell more products, how did you market all of those with only 3 posts that you put out in that particular day? You didn't. So you have to be able to market every single last product and every single last service that you sell every day, multiple times a day. And some of y'all receive sales in like 4 months. It's because you're trying to do so much and don't have enough time to do everything. So I would definitely say scale back. When you are a brand new business, start small. I'm telling you, start small. And once you get the first few items mastered, once those items can sell without you having to do too much, once you have a lot of customers that can do word of mouth for you on those first few products that you sell, then you can add on extra products because you will have the time to promote the extra products, the additional products that you want to add on. Then you will have time to do so. But a lot of people try to start from the very beginning. They try to start their business selling everything, and it just never works. So I would say definitely cut back. Um, a lot of people probably need to rebrand their business. Okay, it's about to be 2020. Remember, change is always good. Every day we are granted a new day, more time on this earth. So with that extra time you have on earth, if you feel like you need to change, then change is good. Go ahead and change. A lot of people need to go ahead and rebrand. Okay, it's a lot of things you need to think about. It's a lot of things you need to change. And 2020 is the perfect time to release something new, to go a different route in your business. It's the perfect time to do that. So if you see that you're doing something wrong in your business, or you're doing something that you don't like, you can go ahead and try to change it. Because why not? Listen, I done changed so much stuff in my business. I'm changing my logo again. This is gonna be the final time that I change my logo. Um, but it's just like the more that you learn about business, the more that you can grow. And I think a lot of people are scared when it comes to learning. And what a lot of people do, they don't invest in themselves. They don't invest into learning. Um, and they're not really properly investing into their business. Anything that you struggle with, first of all, you have to acknowledge that you struggle with it. Okay. A lot of people got these huge egos. They don't want to admit when they're wrong. They don't want to admit when they're not doing something up to par. You got to be able to have these honest conversations with yourself. I don't know if it requires looking in the mirror. I don't know if it requires prayer. I don't know what it may require for you. But sometimes we really need to step back and be honest with ourselves. You know, if you struggle with something, whatever it is that you struggle with, you should make it your mission to learn new skill, learn a new technique, learn whatever it is that you struggle on. And sometimes that learning is not going to be free. You can do all the research you want on Google, YouTube, Pinterest, whatever it is, and you might realize, okay, it kind of helps, but it doesn't help all the way. And that's when you have to take the money that you make in your business. That's when you're going to have to take that money to invest. You might have to take a webinar. You might have to take a course. You might realize you might need to go back to school for business. A lot of people are so scared to invest in themselves. You have to be able to invest. You know what you don't know, and you know what you need to get better at. And unfortunately, a lot of people, they just sit around and wait for somebody to give them the answer. Right? They just sitting around. They in people inbox asking a million and one questions. They just waiting. They just sitting around waiting for somebody to give them the key to life, the key to success, and they're not betting on themselves. They're not taking the time out. Hey, they're not taking the time out to learn what they don't know. Because a lot of this information, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of the questions I get asked all the time, the information really be out there for free. And 9 out of 10 chances, I put that information out there for free. Listen, 9 out of 10 chances, I put that information out there for free. How you ain't find the information, I don't know. Because I put out so much free information. I don't know. 9 out of 10 chances the information you're looking for probably is out there for free. You just ain't do a thorough job when it came to researching to find that information. But you definitely know, you definitely have to take the time out to realize, okay, this is what I'm good at and this is what I struggle with. And whatever it is that you realize that you struggle with, that's what you need to start investing in going forward. Because investing really does take you to the next level when it comes to your business. All right, so what are your thoughts on pre-order items? I'm launching a t-shirt company. I have one design printed, but I have 3 that I can offer pre-order. How long is too long to wait for pre-order items? All right, that's a great question. So as you guys know, I love doing pre-orders. Okay, pre-orders is really the reason why I've been able to make 6 figures in my business this year. I do pre-orders. Okay, I love it. I love not having to come out of pocket in the beginning thousands of dollars, and I'm still able to live the life that I want to live. I love it. But I will say, with the pre-order system, depending on the industry you're in, anything over 1 week may be too long. Depending on the industry you're in, anything over 2 weeks may be too long. So I would advise, whatever industry you're in, you want to look at other people who sell it. So if you're in a t-shirt if you're selling t-shirts, go look at other popular t-shirt companies and look at their turnaround times. Look at their processing period. That processing period will allow you to see if you have enough time to do that pre-order, right? So for instance, with me, with my company, I do the pre-order system. My processing time is 3 to 5 business days. So within that 3 to 5 business days, I am able to order from my vendor and have the hair come to me within that time frame. And then all I need after that is an additional 2 to 3 days to ship the hair to my customers. So my customers can get their hair ideally 1 week, and at the longest 1 week and a half after they have purchased from my company. When I look at um, other hair companies, they do take 1 week for you to get your hair, especially if you're promoting online. Other hair companies can take up to 1 week for you to get your hair. Or with a lot of clothing companies, you can order from them. Sometimes you got to order a certain amount to get that express shipping. But if you was to order from Fashion Nova, it might take you a week to get your clothes. It might take you longer if you didn't pay for that express shipping. And a lot of people are perfectly fine with waiting that week, waiting longer than that. So I would say you really have to look at the industry you're in, look at the market, look and see how long people are willing to wait for the absolute longest, and then try to get them their products within that time frame. So thank you so much. I looked into other t-shirt companies, and some are as long as 3 weeks. So yeah, so what you want to do is make sure you're not exceeding that 3 week period. Make sure they can still get their t-shirts within the time frame that other companies are able to get t-shirts to them. Yeah. So when it comes to doing a pre-order system, it's all about numbers, and it's all about waiting, and it's all about knowing your target audience too. When it comes to selling my hair extensions, I do not promote my hair extension company locally. I don't know a lot of people on Facebook. I don't know if anybody local is tuning in to the live on my Facebook, but you don't see me promote my bundles locally. You will not see that, because I know people locally, they want that hair on hand, and a lot of people locally are last minute. Their birthday is today, and they just decided this morning that they want hair. A lot of people locally, they be last minute, y'all. I can't run a last minute business because I do pre-orders. So I know that my target audience is not locals. My target audience is the rest of the world. Listen, I service the rest of the world, not locals, because I know what locals want, and I know I can't give locals what they want. So I do not promote my hair company locally. So it's important to know your target audience. It's important to know who to market to, depending on the type of business system or structure that you want to run. It's very important to research all of that, so you kind of know, like, going, because it'll be foolish of me to try to do pre-orders on hair and promote locally, knowing that everybody locally want their hair right away. Like, it's never gonna work. It wouldn't work. It would be I would be setting myself up for failure doing it that way, knowing that people locally want hair on hand and I don't have it on hand. So it wouldn't work. But that's why it's very important to, do your research, really understand your industry, and really know who your target audience is. I'm starting a hair care business, and I found a vendor that I love. The only problem is that it has a minimum order quantity. This means that I need about $300 to purchase the lowest quantity. In that case, you have two options. Okay. And I think you know what your two options are. Your two options would be: the first one, you need to figure out how to come up with $300, or the second one, you just need to choose to find another vendor that still has great quality, that will offer you a lower minimum. Because you can sit around and just be stuck and never start. That's true. Like, you can be like, dang, I got this really good vendor, but I don't want to pay that price. And you can throw yourself a pity party, because that's what a lot of people like to do. Not saying you, not saying you, but I know a lot of people like to throw a pity party for themselves, and they never do nothing. They just sit around and they just feel like they stuck, instead of taking action. You got two choices. Pick one, and then make a plan to carry out whatever it is that you need to carry out. But yeah, it sounds like you got two options, and it's not impossible. So it's very possible to find a good quality vendor that has a low minimum quantity. It is very possible. It's out there. It's going to require you to do a little bit more searching, a little bit more looking. It may require you to build more business relationships. You might want to partner up with another business owner that wants to get into the same industry, and maybe y'all go half on that minimum order. Maybe she put in 150, you put in 150, and bam, y'all both can start a business. It's always a way. It's always a way out there for you. Instagram, we coming up on 1 hour, so the live will end. I will get back on live afterwards.
It is Christmas break.
No, it ain't Christmas break yet. I hope not. Today is the 15th.
15. It almost like 20. Yeah.
It's almost the 25th.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? What's on the 25th, Jaden?
25th. Santa.
What about Santa?
He's gonna come.
Yeah, he only come if you've been on the good list, though. I don't know if you've been that good. You don't be cleaning up your room.
Ow.
You don't be listening half the time. I don't know. I hope Santa do come.
Because so not
Let me stop messing with
hard.
you. Let's see. All right, Instagram finally let me share one of my lives because it never let me share my lives. All right, we need some questions. I need questions. Is starting YouTube a good move? YouTube is very beneficial. It depends on what you're starting YouTube for. I will say if you do start a YouTube channel, know that people on YouTube, they're not trying to be sold to. So if you're solely starting your YouTube channel for making money, then it ain't gonna work out for you because people on YouTube, they don't like being sold to. Once they see that you're trying to advertise or promote a product to them, they just exit off your videos. They unsubscribe. They ain't trying to hear none of that. People on YouTube, they like to be entertained or they like to be educated. If you're not about to entertain them on YouTube, if you're not about to educate them on something on YouTube, then it ain't worth it. So I say only get on YouTube if you want to do those two things. So let's say, but I mean, it's YouTube is beneficial in the long run when it comes to making money. But you have to be extremely patient. So let's say that you have a makeup line. So you have a makeup company and maybe you want to use YouTube to help you sell makeup. Then I would advise that you get on YouTube and you do free makeup tutorials. You just keep on doing free makeup tutorials until you build up a good audience, a good following. That may take a year, that may take longer. YouTube is a very slow process. And just give out free advice when it comes to makeup. And then after you get a decent sized following and after people start asking for stuff, you will know when it's the perfect time to sell a product on YouTube. When people start asking, when people in the comments, they like, "Ooh, girl, where you get them lashes from?" Or, "Ooh, that's a really nice eyeshadow. Where you get that from?" And then you'll know that it's time to start promoting items on YouTube. But YouTube is very tricky. It's a tricky platform because, like I said, people don't want to be sold to. People get on YouTube because they know YouTube is where you find out information for free. But I definitely think YouTube is beneficial in the long run. Right now, the money I make from YouTube does pay my rent. It does pay my car note. It does pay my car insurance. So those are bills I do not have to think about because of YouTube. Next year, I also would like for my YouTube account to pay for my travel. Listen, I would love for my YouTube account to pay for my travel because your girl like to travel. I want to be able to. Next year, my goal is to travel every 2 to 3 months to a new country. So But yeah, YouTube is very beneficial in the long run. And there's multiple ways to make money on YouTube. Of course, when you put advertisements on your video, that's Google AdSense that's paying you. When you promote other companies on your YouTube videos, that is, I forgot what that's called, paid mark. I forgot what it's called. But you have those people pay you. I know I make Chinese vendors pay me $475 if they want me to make one YouTube video. So that's another way to make money on YouTube. Also, YouTube opened up a lot of doors for you because you're able to build a big platform. More people are able to learn about you. Sponsorships, thank you. More people are able to learn about you, learn about your services. So it's a great way to get people to go over to your website, to go over to all your other social media pages. It's a good way to market yourself. So I definitely recommend that people do get on YouTube. Just know that the process is going to take time. It's not going to be an overnight process. It may take months, years. It might take a couple years, but it is very beneficial. It's very beneficial. What advice do you have for someone who lives in Canada when it comes to making hair prices? It's hard because our currency is different than USD. What I would say is, are there other people in Canada that have a hair business? I would say yes. It's a lot of people in Canada that has a hair business, so you know that it's very much so possible. Now, I'm not the one to give you advice when it comes to starting a hair business in Canada because that's not my experience, that's not my background, that's not my expertise. I only know about starting a hair business in the United States. So I might not be the person to give you the advice you need when it comes to starting a hair business in Canada. I would recommend reaching out to one of those business owners that do have a hair company in Canada. I also know it's a lot of people that follow me and that watch my videos. A lot of them do not live in the United States. So you guys have extra fees that you have to think about when it comes to your prices. You have the customs fee, yeah, just a lot of different other fees. I would just say know that it's possible to start your business. There is a way to do it because other people in your area are doing it. It's just a different way you have to go about it. And unfortunately, I can't tell you that because I live in America and I really don't have to deal with those things. So sorry, I can't give you more advice on that. But I would say don't feel discouraged. Know that it's very much so possible because other people are doing it as well. What kind of ring light do you use? I use a newer ring light from Amazon. I currently have a 14-inch ring light, and it only costs I think it was like $60 when I got it. So that is the ring light that I use. Shay Shay says I launched my website months now. I've yet to get sales. Is that normal? So when it comes to being a new business owner, it is normal that it takes time for you to get sales. But I will say getting sales is not easy, and that's where your marketing comes into play. A lot of people try to start these companies, but they don't know how to sell. Like learning how to sell is a real thing. You have to take the time out to learn how to do it. It's easy for people to buy products. It's easy for people to put up a website. It's easy for you to create that social media website. And it's easy to tell people, hey, shop with my company. Those things are very easy to do. Anybody can do those things. If we can be completely honest, anybody and their mama can do those things in this day and age. If it was that easy, everybody would make $1 million a year or more. But it's not that easy. That's where your marketing comes into play. That's when you have to learn about marketing. That's when you have to learn how to sell, learn how to build engagement, learn what content is going to be the best content to post on your social media site for those within your target audience. Learn how to do Facebook and Instagram advertisements. That's where you have to learn how to do the things that you don't know how to do. And that's what a lot of people forget. A lot of people are so anxious to start their companies, and they forget that they don't know how to sell. It's a whole, it's like a whole philosophy behind it, or psychology behind it. It's like a whole, it's not easy at all. So I would say if you see that it's been months at a time and you have not made sales, that is an indication that you're doing something wrong. And that's an indication that you need to reach out for help. Everybody's different. Everybody's business is going to be different. That's when you have to reach out and get personalized help. Because a lot of people do make a lot of the same mistakes, but a lot of people, they need that personalized help. A lot of people need to know exactly what it is that they're doing wrong. And that will require me or someone else actually going to your physical website and being able to tell you what it is that you're doing wrong. And like I said, I will be offering my personalized reviews either the last week of this month or the first week of January. Those will be back up for those who need somebody to look over all of their platforms and tell them exactly what they're doing wrong and exactly what they need to change.
And generally, I thought
You got a game in January?
on Saturday.
On the Saturday in January? What they got to do with what I'm talking about, Jaden?
Because I know.
Okay. You just want to be seen, y'all. I want to travel once a month. Hey, bingo. I've been posting wigs on IG and I have gotten thousands of views but no sales, and advice on what I can be doing wrong. Pretty much what I just said. Well, listen. If you're getting thousands of views and no sales, it could be anything that could be wrong. It could be how your website is set up. Your Instagram page can be popping. Everything can be set up perfectly, but then when they go to your website might be giving them scammer vibes. They might go to your website and feel like they about to get scammed. It's like a lot of different components and a lot of different components that go into making sales. Like you can't just have one thing up to par. Like you can't just have one thing that you're really good at, but everything else is lacking. When it comes to making sales, you got to be on your stuff. Everything got to be perfect, from all of your social media platforms to your website to your product descriptions to like every single last thing needs to be on points when it comes to making sales, especially when it comes to selling wigs, because they're not paying $40 for a wig. $40, everybody got $40. Like anybody can pull out $40 and be okay with it. Like they not paying $40 for these wigs. They paying 200, 300, 400, 500. I think my most expensive wig might be $535. I don't know. They spending a lot of money, and it's not easy for people to send over $500 to somebody they never met in real life. It's not easy for people to make those purchases. So sometimes it will take time. It takes time. You have to build that trust with your community and with your audience. Do they know you? Have they seen your face before? Do you talk to your audience? Do you go live on your Instagram page so they can get to know you more? Like what do they know about you? Do they know your kids' names? Like some people they will not spend a dime with you unless they really know you, unless that connection is there. People know my son name. Y'all know Jaden's name. Y'all probably know my boyfriend name. Y'all know a lot of stuff about me. That's why it's easier for me to make. They don't know your uncle names now. Okay, all right. We ain't trying to give out all that information. But still, when people connect with you more, when you build up that relationship with people, it's easier for them to spend money with you because you built that trust. You got to build trust and you got to have that connection, especially when you are trying to sell products that are higher in price. Because people they don't just randomly, hey, people don't just randomly spend $500 on a wig with a person they never met before, with a person that don't have reviews, with a person that don't have customer photos. Like it takes a lot to get people to send over their hard-earned money. It's many aspects that go into it. So it's going to be way more than just posting a pretty video or a nice picture on your social media pages. It got to be more to it. So definitely, if you're struggling with making sales, you need to invest in learning how to sell. How do you feel about marketing hair as Brazilian, Malaysian, Peruvian? Because most people don't know that this is not real. It is only a marketing technique. Exactly. It is a marketing technique. Unfortunately, people, the consumers in the hair industry, so the people who are actually buying the hair, they don't care to know what the truth is, unfortunately. So I feel like from a business perspective, it can be very helpful because in business, it's kind of tough. In business, in order to make money, you have to give people what they want because you're in business to please people and to give people what they want. But at the same time, we also want to have a level of, um, we also want to tell the truth at the same time. You get what I'm saying? So you got to have a nice balance of both. I think for the most part, I would hope that people know that those things are not real. In the hair industry, it could just mean different things. Like we know mink hair, there's no such thing as mink hair. It's a such thing as like mink lashes because mink is an actual like it's a rodent. It almost look like a rat. So they fur don't grow long enough for us to have 30 inches of mink hair. We know like I would hope that people know that's not real. But when people see the title mink in front of hair, they automatically think of silky. They think the hair is going to be very silky, very smooth. It's just what they think. A lot of people in the beauty industry, um, sometimes it is best to market your products as these things because people in the beauty industry, people who buy hair, people who buy clothes and stuff, they like to brag. Okay, especially if you are targeting the black audience. Black people like to brag. They like to feel like they got one up on you. Okay? You over there rocking Brazilian hair. Well, guess what, honey? This ain't no regular Brazilian. This Malaysian. Like people get a thrill. Listen, I hate to say it, but people in our industry they get a thrill out of that. I would say, depending on who you're targeting in the hair industry, you may be able to not use those titles on your hair, or you might have no choice but to. If you are marketing to um if you're marketing to the people who are I don't know how to say it without like I don't want to be offensive when I say it, but we all know it's a section of the black community that can't afford the things that they buy, but they on every scene and they always the best dressed and stuff like that, but they really can't afford it. They really don't live like that type of life, but they like to feel like they live that type of life. Those are the type of people that you can really market mink hair to, Brazilian hair, Malaysian hair, because they just feel like those names add to their ego. It makes them feel like they have one up on people. They like to live beyond their means. So that would be the perfect um, target audience to throw all those names out there. Every time a new name come up, whatever is the next new thing, that's what you want to hit them up with. So if they hearing that HD lace is the best new thing, you know they like to stay on top of these trends. So even though the lace you sell not HD, because a lot of people be selling stuff and it ain't really what it is. It's just regular lace, but y'all just anyways, that's a whole nother topic. You could just throw all these fancy names on stuff and sell it to them, and they just gullible. They feed into it. Like they gonna believe everything you say. And it is what it is. If you're selling to an audience that is willing to pay $300 per bundle, that's the type of audience that you can really educate, because those people, it's kind of like the people who pay more are people who actually care. They care about quality. They care to know the truth. Typically people who are willing to spend more are typically smarter. Not saying that that's true all across the board, but typically that is the case. So those people are probably the people that you could sit down and educate. and tell them like there's no such thing as Brazilian, this, that, and other. Like you could take the time out to educate them. But it's important. It's key to know your target. That's why I'm always talking about target audience. It's important that you know who your target audience is, because if you don't know who your target audience is, you don't know how to approach them correctly. You don't know how to target them. You don't know how to get them to respond to certain things that you're selling. That's why it's important to know who your target audience is. Now, I teach this. I teach this in both of my webinars on everythingebonyacademy.com. I do teach in both of my webinars how to find your target audience. But it's very key. If you're starting any business, know that everybody can't be your customer. It's important to know exactly who it is that you want to sell to. And it's important to know every single last thing there is to know about the people that you want to sell to, because that's the only way you're going to be successful. Period. My target audience is over 45 moms who are fabulous and still think they are 25 who wants. Okay. That's a very good target audience. That's a very good target audience. See, it's key when you do find your target audience, you have to really narrow it down. As much as possible. So like she said, her target audience would be women over 45 who are moms who are fabulous and they still think they're 25. I know a couple of people that fit that category. They moms, they still feel very young and lively. Like, they be out and about with their kids and people think that they sisters or people think that they siblings versus them being the mother. So it's very important that you know exactly who your target audience is and have a very clear picture of who your target audience, your ideal customer is. As soon as I get paid, I'm gonna buy your class. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really do. I'm about to end this live soon, y'all. When are you going back to my beautiful country, Jamaica? I thought Jaden was gonna hit it because Jaden loved Jamaica. I would love to go back to Jamaica sometime next year. When, I don't know, but Jamaica is so beautiful. I really did. Listen, I wanted to go everywhere but Jamaica. I don't know if y'all remember. Y'all kept on saying go to Jamaica, and I was like, I don't want to go to Jamaica.
I want to go to Jamaica.
I'm so happy I went to Jamaica. Jamaica is a different type of beautiful. It's something about Jamaica. It's just the spirit. As soon as you just land in Jamaica, like it's just I love it. I absolutely love it. I would go to Jamaica every year. That's a place I would go every year. So when I'm gonna go back, I don't know. But I would love to go back. Integrity. Definitely you want to have integrity in your business. Just so happen my target audience is just like me with a tad bit more money. Hey, it ain't nothing wrong with that. And that sounds like the perfect audience. In my 30s now, but I would be in her target audience. 45 is the new 25. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed my country. I loved it. I really did. Let me see what people on YouTube talking about before I get off live. Cause y'all, I can talk forever, but I gotta make this YouTube video for this hair company. I mean, they sent me their package like 3 weeks ago, and I was supposed to be and make this video. So I just been busy in my business. I gotta make sure home's taken care of first before I start promoting everybody else's companies. Let me see what these people on YouTube want. Based on shipping costs from China, did you find it hard to make profits in the beginning on the pre-order system? I've seen vendors charging $20 to $30 per order for shipping. No, I did not find that it was hard to make a profit. That's something that you want to take in account. So if you have a business and you're doing a pre-order system and you know that shipping, anytime you pay for shipping in another country, because this ain't no AliExpress, okay? It ain't no free shipping. If you're doing real business and you're not sourcing products from AliExpress, you know that you have to pay for shipping. And you're going to pay anywhere between $15 to a little over $100 every time you get a new shipment, depending on what you order, the weight of what you order, and the distance in which it's coming from and going to. I factor all of that in. So it's important before you start your business, you factor in every single last thing. So I knew that I would be paying $20 to $30 every 2 to 3 days to have my packages shipped to me. It was worth it. I still feel like it's worth it. Um, Of course, that is a con. So that is a con to running the pre-order system. You may not be spending a lot of money up front to pay for all of your inventory, but you will spend more money on shipping. Now, the money that you do spend on shipping does not compare to the amount of money that you would pay purchasing all of your inventory up front. That's still going to be a lower amount. It's going to be much lower to pay for the shipping throughout the week versus ordering everything up front. But it's important to know that business ain't free. A lot of people think they're going to just be starting these businesses with $0. You're going to have to put some money down somewhere. So if you start a business, if you've been watching these other YouTubers or other people say they started their business with $0, they was a damn lie, if I could say it. They was a lie. You're gonna have to spend money somewhere. There's somewhere that you're gonna have to spend money for. So maybe I would advise, if you are trying to start a pre-order system, have maybe a good 100 to 200 or maybe $300 saved up, that you can have, when you do have to pay for your shipping, or while your money is being held by PayPal and Stripe and all of these other payment platforms, that you have a backup way to pay for your orders until that money is released. So yeah, you definitely want to have some sort of safety net. Um, I have a question. We're trying to get people to buy through Instagram. Should I always put click to shop, buy now, stuff like that under all my pictures and videos, or should I just, yeah, on social media, period. You should always be directing people to your website. Now, I'm not saying like as soon as somebody messages you and say how much, even though I hate that with a passion. I really do hate when people message me and say how much. Um, I'm not saying as soon as they message you and say how much, you just hit them with your website link. You definitely, hey Derek, you definitely have to still be a business person. So you want to still say, how you doing? So right now it's about to be 1 o'clock. So let's say somebody, I posted a cute wig, and in the caption, you want to make sure all of your captions tell them to click the link in your bio, and that all of your captions include your website link. Even though on Instagram they can't click on it, you always want to include that, because some people do read it, but we do have a large amount of people that don't read. So for the large amount of people that don't read, let's say if somebody sent me a message about a wig I just posted and they say how much, I'm going to say, good afternoon, how are you doing? Thank you so much for your interest. So you always want to greet them, because the greeting is always professional. So you want to greet them first, and then you want to say, hey, for the wig that you're interested in, here's the link. All of the information is on this webpage, and then drop your link. But you want to be professional. Don't just send people a link left and right. At least greet them and always thank them for expressing interest in your company, because they didn't have to express interest. So I always say thank you so much for your consideration. Thank you so much for your interest. I do appreciate that you really like this look, even if they're not ready to purchase. Just be like, well, I still, appreciate you for your consideration, or, you can always thank people. But always include a link, because how they gonna know if you have a website? They don't know if you have a website. They don't know if your link is in the bio unless you tell them. Because some people, they just don't know until you tell them. Someone say I should visit Haiti. I would love to visit Haiti. I have nothing against visiting Haiti. Um, what's the best strategy to use to keep everything organized? Ooh, girl, I give a really good app in my paid course, How to Make Money on Instagram. I gave this really good app when it comes to organizing content. So you definitely want to make sure you check out that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the live because I've been on here maybe like an hour 30, yeah, almost an hour 30 minutes. So I'm gonna try to go live maybe 3 to 4 more times before this year is over with. Also, I do want to say I will be planning. How does that sound? I I am going to go ahead and plan a free webinar. So it probably will be the first week of January. Pretty much to talk about how we can be successful in the new year. So, as you guys know, in the beginning of this current year, January 1st of this year, I did make a YouTube video. So, I made a YouTube video. You all right, Jane? I made a YouTube video and I explained how I was going to make $100,000 this year. Now, as of a good 2 weeks ago, I did reach my goal on making $100,000. So it was a lot of things I did to make sure I reached and hit that goal. So what I want to do is for the beginning of 2020, because I don't want to be the only one making money. I want all of us to make money because I do believe that all of us can win. I am going to host a free webinar. So it might only be the first 100 people that can get into the webinar because the webinar can only have so many seats. But I am going to host a free webinar on how you can make the money that you want to make in 2020. So definitely make sure y'all are following me. So if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and you turn on your notification bells because I will be announcing that on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, the same thing. Make sure you are following me. Well, you're already following me if you're watching the live. But make sure you turn on your notification bells here on Instagram. You can turn on those notifications. That way you will know because the seats are going to be limited. And then if you're on Facebook, I'm always active on Facebook, so I'm probably gonna post it a whole bunch of times, the link for the free webinar. But I have reached 5,000 friends, so maybe if somebody's watching this because the video was shared, make sure that you are following me. You click the following button or something here on Facebook so that you know about that when it gets here. I love this. I'm proud of you, Ebony. Thank you. Thank you. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off live because I got some stuff I need to do and I can't be on live all day.